Hey.
Hey, there we are. Hi, chat. Nice to see you again. I got another fun special guest today with us, Shawn Ray, aka Clossius. Incredible teacher in North America. A lot of you probably know him, watch his streams. Has a great school here, Sean's Go Group. If you are looking for lessons, he is. You have some slots open, right?
Like less than four, I think.
Less than
But
four, yeah. So going
yeah.
fast.
Um,
But you visit that website there, shawnsgogroup.com, and he also has some other cool stuff there. You should definitely check out.
Thank you, thank you.
But yeah, he and I are gonna be streaming today. We got round two here, Remi versus Eric up on the screen. Very exciting. We had an incredible turnaround last round. Did you see some of that, Sean? Or what?
Are you talking about the one between these two with the giant co?
Yeah. This morning, and then
Yeah, it was
oh,
preventing me from getting a lot of work done.
yeah.
I was trying to like work, and then my head was constantly looking left while I'm trying to work, and I was just not getting anything done.
I'm sure a lot of the viewers have the same experience too. Probably supposed to be doing something else, but this is just too exciting. I mean, it's almost,
Yeah.
it feels like very history making, and these games are so freaking exciting. So, um, yeah, Carl plays Go. We'll get the thumbnails fixed here shortly. I'll just drop some links for the games for people. The Puttock Club phones, yeah. And we lost Sean. No, Sean's still here. The Yeah, so super exciting game between Remi and Yoder. Eric pulled out a W, and this is important. If one of them, if Eric wins the next match, he's going to go on, and Remi is going to be out. And then Kevin Yang and Alex Chi are also playing. You can see their games in the top right, and their game is super exciting. Kevin got the first win this morning, and if he gets another win, then he'll be guaranteed this. He will be the next American Pro, North American Pro. And then if he doesn't win, Alex will go to game three for them tomorrow morning. And same with Remi. If Remi wins here, then we'll go to game three tomorrow morning. Yeah, thanks, Sean, for pulling up the kind of brackets there. Exactly right. Kind of this match here, big for both these players. So super excited to see how it goes. All right, Sean, why don't you start us off, and we'll start to go through the games through Remi and Yoder's game. Um,
Alrighty. I did notice this corner wasn't played for a while, so this can only go great, right?
possibly.
Um, I wish they didn't do this because then I don't play. I specifically avoid this one and go for this because it's so much simpler. So I don't know
Right.
this quite as well. I actually actively avoid letting my opponent do this because it's very complicated. But I guess if you're pro, you got to know it. So if they're making a mistake in Joseki, I don't think I would know. Mostly what I'm checking is like these inside stones and these cutting points. Um,
Right.
Additionally, the life and death in the corner because I mean that looks scary. So there's a lot of complications here. Um, yeah, I
Well,
think
I
I'll.
think that's kind of one of the things you're famous for is your kind of Clossius approach, and you're kind of
Mhm.
very focusing on basics and good shape. So, I mean, definitely, point out some stuff that looks like unique. I mean, sometimes I've seen these players play empty triangles and then absolutely do magic with them, even though I
Yeah,
tell all my beginners like, do not play the empty triangle. So, there's going to be some interesting stuff happening, I'm sure. So you can point out any sort of unique issues. Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah. That's one thing I've been trying to do is simplify Josekis and stuff. But I think Ensong from the Youngusing Dojan kind of told me that my opening is too chew because of it. Because I try to keep everything so simple, so I don't learn the advanced Josekis, and so my opening's apparently not dawn level. But
Yep.
he says my middle game's really strong. My middle game's great. It's like why I always make a comeback, but my opening always puts me behind. So it's an interesting result. So what we can like definitely see is white's alive in the corner and black's okay. Like you could save this and then black could take this, but I thinking is that exchanges like these, like it's only a couple points, and even if we connect for this, this actually makes black a little bit stronger. Even though it doesn't look like it, it looks like black's alive no matter what. It's actually a little bit stronger, so you can consider it
Hmm.
slightly more thickness. But at the same time, it's not like you want to do that because that's pretty bad as well. So I actually like this idea of just not playing it. It takes a lot of it takes a lot of practice to catch things like that. Oh, is Jake here?
Yeah, so it sounds like you and I can hear Jake. Chat
Ah,
can't yet, but we're going to throw him in with you soon. So,
gotcha.
yeah, whenever Javier wants to, he'll let me know, and we'll have our producer put Jake on. But yeah, we can hear you now, Jake. That's good.
No worries.
All good.
Um,
All good.
so the big thing I would think I would take from this group is floating, and we recognize that because there's no base. And black is pretty alive. Now this move, what is threatening is if I just go like attack white somehow, right? And then white activates this stone. Now I'm actually surrounded with only one eye. So we do have to keep an eye on that. So even though we're pretty safe, it's actually it's not like we can't be bullied. Yeah. I'm sure some people are wondering why not here. This is something I'm actually teaching my single digit Q students a lot of. Is when you can play regular defense, but you can see black get surrounded. Um, or you could try to use forcing moves in the area to still play defense, but do it in a way where you're not getting surrounded and using Aji to save yourself more efficiently. And what I like to call this is aggressive defense. So a lot of my students try to say, "Oh, it's too slow if I play here and get surrounded, and so I'll just leave." But that's not quite the answer. What you want to do is use the Aji in order to live more efficiently. So you're still playing defense. You just it's a lot more aggressive with it.
Yep. 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 Yep.
I really like this. I like this movement for black so far. White is okay as well. It's just a lot more difficult for me to play like white is. That's because I don't like having floating groups. I like my groups to have bases, and so you can see black
Right.
is running while also attacking. So I do. So the idea, the concept here that we're thinking of with white is if we keep black just one step away from life, then it'll be a lot easier for us to run.
Okay. Yeah, makes
Because
sense.
we're using weak groups to run. And anyone who sees my stream like knows that I'm checking this because knight's moves are cuttable. It's something I say quite often. Knight's moves are cuttable. um,
Yeah.
so I'm actually not sure of what his plan would be. I mean, it's probably going to be something along these lines, but I don't know. Like these guys are much stronger than me, so I just know that this exists. So that is definitely something that black should look at. Oh, it looks like black. No, no, no. That's my variation. Okay, the move is they're still right here. And with that, I think we're caught up.
Nice. Quick. Um, yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, these guys are obviously fighting hard to kind of take center and keep the initiative. But the um, yeah, sorry. Also, Chad, I'm a little distracted. I'm trying to help Jake get in here. I guess Jake, I think the sideways view isn't going to work. Maybe just do top down, and we'll just have a little bit of
He's like
a weird view zoomed
sideways.
in for you for Javier. Yeah, exactly. Like how do you think
That
that
was
works?
great.
So, um,
It'd be
so
great
Javier,
if
I
we
think
could
you just put
manually rotate it.
yeah, man, yeah, yeah. I'm using some interesting new streaming software, so it's a bit limited, but also gets the job done fairly well. So, um, yeah,
Technical
and
difficulties.
looking at this position though, which would you rather be, Sean? Would you rather
Black,
be black or white?
black,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely black. Now, I'm not saying it's easy to play black by any means, but black feels a lot more solid than white. What
yeah.
does the AI say? I'm curious. Oh, I can't see it; it's too small. Wait, I can just pull it up right here. Yeah, okay. It looks like black's up by 5 points already. Holy crap! Hey, at least my commentary's right.
All right, yeah, we got Jake here live. Yeah, commentary's right. AI agrees with you. I'm gonna let Jake take over. You guys can chat and have a great time together. And Jake came. He was also known as Positive. He's part of the Badu Callis alumni, and then he knows Shawn, part of the Tennessee club. So we got some North American players here, strong players, talking about the game. So we'll let you guys go into it.
What's up,
Awesome.
Sean?
Hi. How you doing?
Hey, man. I'm good. I have to use my phone for this, which is kind of unfortunate. But that means that we
Uh,
can look at the game more quickly.
yeah. I've had to use my phone a few times too. I understand completely. What do you think
Yeah.
about the game so far?
Which one? I mean, I'm looking at both of them.
We've been talking about the Remi versus Eric so far. We were basically
Uh,
introducing everybody to what was happening.
yeah, I mean, it seems pretty good for black, right?
Yeah.
I would say so.
What do you think about this Knights move right here? This cutting point.
Wait 1 second.
I don't know if you can see what I'm
Uh,
doing.
I will be able to soon. The tragedies of using a phone. Sorry, stream. Sorry, stream.
Yeah, looks like someone in the OGS chat is looking at the 3-3 invasion. So I also agree with that. I mean, I think that's a very normal move in modern play. I'm probably missing a sequence. I gotta assume that I'm missing a sequence with this cutting point. I don't know. Okay, so I see. I see. Let's sync up the game. Is this where it is? Yeah. This is where it is currently. That's cool. My demo actually stays synced with the live game when I click the sync button. Does anyone have any questions about the game so far? Any questions or comments? Oh, there we go. Oh yes. He cut. Oh, I was looking at that.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried for White, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Eric always has this problem where his opening is disastrous, but then he just kind of wins somehow,
Yeah, that's
which is amazing.
that's exactly my game.
Yeah,
Um,
it's amazing. Yeah.
do you see any of my reviews with Ensong?
I see your moves. Yeah, I see your moves.
Yeah, he kind of let me have it with my opening stuff.
Yeah, Eric is like it's weird. Whenever I play him, I've only
Uh-huh.
played him a couple times. He blunders in the opening, and sometimes he almost dies. And I'm like, wow, I'm gonna win this game easily. And 100 moves later, I resign.
Yeah, sounds about
Everything is
right.
dead. Yeah.
Um, yeah, your opening's like really strong because you play with the AI quite a bit, don't you?
I would say it's better than Eric's, but that's it's not saying too much. But he's amazing though. He's really good. I never got a chance to play Remi. Have you got a chance to ever play Remi, Sean?
I haven't gotten to play any of these players, unfortunately. I
That's
haven't
a
even got
real
to go to
shame.
Go Club with the gas prices nowadays. I don't even get to go to Go Club anymore. I'm going to
What a
Congress though,
tragedy.
so
I'm gonna go too. Hopefully everyone in stream will go to Congress as well. That'd be nice.
sweet. We'll have to play we'll have to play at Congress.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and look at the other game while we're waiting on this one to get further?
Sure, sure.
Cool. So let's pull up this one.
Mm. It's really hard for Alex because I feel like Kevin is just a better version of him. Does that make sense?
hmm
Even though Alex is so good,
I saw Alex play yesterday, and I actually quite liked his opening. I haven't
he's really
seen
good.
any of Kevin's games, but chat has informed
Yeah,
me that he's a favorite. Yeah,
yeah, he's amazing.
this is such an AI like opening. I both love it and hate it because I guess the opening's finally been like simplified. I say simplified. We finally have like some solid direction with the opening and like solid answers, but at the same time, now we don't have like as much experimentation.
Yeah,
I would say this is the first exciting move because we ignored this cutting point, but should be okay. I know this is definitely a Joseki. What's the Jake? What's the follow up to this Atari for black?
what movie are you on? Sorry, I can't actually see.
Are you
Uh,
able to click my Clossius screen on the our website thing?
I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Sorry, stream. I'm gonna do the annoying thing now. I put my finger over the over the screen to make this work.
P18. Yeah. if you go here, boom, boom, and then if you go here, boom, 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 boom. I'm assuming something like this. This is the one I'm not so sure about.
Is there a way you can link up your moves on OGS? Sorry, Sean.
Yeah. Let me just see. Yeah, I can fork the game, but I'm not sure if it'll stay updated.
So don't fork the game. Make a review of the review, and then you'll be able to kind of share
There's
control.
not an option.
Ah,
There's a
Uh,
estimate score, fork game, call moderator, link to review. What is link to review? No, that is not it. That's just the links. Yeah, I'm not sure how I can create another demo because this is a demo, not a live game, so I can't just start a review. So I can copy it.
right. Copying it will actually only copy it from the current state if you fork it.
Right.
What I've been doing is I've just been having one person take the lead on
Mm-hmm.
the review. So in this case, I asked Shawn to take the lead, and then Jake would just like say things like moves the way I would have him do it instead of having Jake have control. If you wanted though, Jake would have to share his screen on a different device, limited bandwidth here, but then in the Jake could give control as well, just demonstrating visually. Otherwise, one thing Jake could do is also just drop a variation into the OGS chat, and then Shawn could look at variations from OGS chat.
I can do
Jake,
that. Yeah,
can
sorry.
you can see what I'm doing though? Yeah.
Right now I can't. No, I wish I could. I can't, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
Sorry, guys.
Um,
Uh,
well, currently I'm on the move 27. Are you able to go there?
yeah, I am.
So I was wondering, what is a follow up if White Atari is on the outside at like N15?
Uh, you mean N16?
The Atari, it's N15. The Atari on the outside.
Uh, I'm not sure. If Black Guitar is at N or Black Peeps at N15, I don't know. Mm,
Yeah, it's quite
I
a
think
quite
it's bad.
complex.
I think it's bad actually. I would say it's bad for Black, to be honest. If you Atari N15 and Black gets to connect, there's a weakness at P18. Do you see it?
Yeah, I was thinking he might play P18 immediately instead of connecting, but I guess that gives us Panuki for the corner, so that might be bad.
I would
Um,
say it's yeah. I would say it's bad.
so yeah, just connect with for the tiger, and then there's a cutting point in white shape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it's
is pretty
tricky.
standard. This is pretty standard, I would say.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it's a standard sequence, but I'm not so comfortable with it that I can play it yet, unfortunately. Which is basically similar to what's happening in the game. I guess that's why he's fine with this cutting point is because it's similar to, um, yeah, this sequence. So I guess he's just fine with it.
yeah, I have some questions about what White's doing with his move at 38, but I guess it's just a probe, right?
Yeah, that's just so my guess with this is so if we look at what is currently happening, White's got a floating group in Black's influence, but Black also has a basis group as well. But there's a lot of forcing moves to make eye space, so it's a little bit stronger than White. So we're a little bit more comfortable as Black. Um, there is this cute double peep, but that'll activate the corner, so we can't quite do that. It's just Aji. Again, I think this is applying the same concept that I talked about in the other game, which is aggressive defense. So we could just jump, right? We could just jump down, and that would play defense. Or we could even start looking at jumping up further, which would further attack Black a little bit. I think these would be very normal moves. So what White is looking at is to activate the Aji of the 3 space and the Knight in order to utilize that Aji to defend themselves in Sente, which is that aggressive defense idea.
Yeah.
The 44 is interesting. He's actually going for more center control over the connection.
I think that
Definitely,
makes a lot of sense.
it makes a lot of sense because it's getting more value, but that's
Yeah.
definitely still a loose connection. So we got to be very cautious with it. If we try to
I
cut
don't.
though, it's still like a lot of cutting points for Black too.
Yeah. I don't really like
Interesting.
Alex's move. If I'm allowed to critique Alex at all, even though he's way better than me. 45, I think, is probably not very good because
Uh,
White just plays 46.
yeah. So you mean Kevin's move?
Uh, oh, sorry, Kevin. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And then boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it seems pretty safe. I don't know. It's definitely fixing all of the black Aji because there's a lot of cutting Aji in this shape.
yeah, like Q9,
But
right?
we gave White a very solid center, so definitely it feels maybe a little
But
slack.
but saying anything that Kevin does is wrong doesn't seem right. So you know,
I don't know. As soon as I pull up AI, I can have a lot of comments about pro games.
that's true. That's true.
I can say all kinds of programs now. I just have to look it up first. But I definitely feel I definitely feel the same way about P10 being a little
Slow, right?
questionable.
And then what about like C16 on move 48? Is that
Uh,
normal these days?
yeah, I think this is very normal because if you notice with after N3, Black has a ton of territory, and White's actually short on territory now. So I think White has to make some territory, or we're just gonna fall behind.
Which means that White is probably already losing, which is surprising.
Um, I still like I like Black quite a bit. I actually feel very confident as Black. I think I would feel up by I wouldn't say like super comfortable, but I I would not want to be White right now because even with all of this, and White's just invading the left because there's too much territory. But even with all of this, we're still not connected in the center. We can still be cut off quite easily. So
Yeah,
there's so many like ways to bully that center white group. So I feel like Kevin's probably gonna win this game. Like from this position, it would take some really cool things to happen. Probably for White to win this one.
yeah, I agree. Which means that there was some mistake earlier on,
Ooh.
right? It's only moved 67, but somehow things went wrong.
Yeah. Apparently, Kite likes White. Exciting.
That's surprising.
Uh, 10, 20, 6, 8, 30, the 2, the 4, the 6. 2, 4, 6, 8. With Comey, White has a little bit more points, but Black has so much more control that I still like Black. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
agreed,
Um, it's interesting.
agreed.
I would spend like at move 54. I would spend like so many minutes here because this is such an important decision. Uh, okay, this is
Yeah,
not going how I thought it would because now Black has almost two floating groups to White's two floating groups. Hmm.
I think if I was black instead of playing 55, I might have considered peeping at L11 first.
Mm, I definitely have my eye on that move too.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit concerned about the Aji Keshi though.
me too. But if white connects, it's just good for you. And if white doesn't connect, you can maybe argue that it's still good for you. And the way it turned out in the game, he can't use it anyway, right?
I haven't seen past 55 yet.
Uh, we'll see.
Huh. Well, that's an interesting empty triangle.
Yeah,
Okay, so are we at six? Is the current game at 64?
it says 67.
Uh, we just got green. I got a green mark at 64, so I'm not sure if these are moves or not moves. Um, there's that shoulder hit. Yeah, it's still pretty close. I'm not sure who I like now. I wanted Black to do something a little bit more active in the center. So maybe that peep, um, maybe a cap would be, and just cut off the two groups. Maybe
Yeah, a cap would be nice. Like at H11.
yeah, peep and then cap
Yeah.
seems exciting. So I kind of wanted more excitement in the center for black. So it felt like white connected quite strongly. So I don't know. Maybe Kevin's a very solid type player. Because with we have a we have what P10, K12, and now well O11 just to poke it right. So we have at least two moves that we could probably call very solid moves. Um, so maybe he's just a solid type player.
Do you think O11 is a mistake? I think possibly it's a mistake.
Oh, which one?
Is O11.
L
O11. Move 63.
53.
63.
63, sorry.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Yeah, the empty triangle is definitely strange, but I don't think it loses any. Well, I guess it could lose value because it loses that peep, the inside peep at N11.
Yeah, I think N11 might have been better, to be honest.
Yeah, so I think
Oh,
these are very Kevin moves. I'll call them Kevin moves for lack of a better understanding. They just
yeah.
seem like he kind of like plays some Ajikeshi sometimes just to solidify the position. So I'd be interesting like to hear his thoughts on that. Honestly, like what makes him like makes those decisions because it feels like he's a very solid player. But at the same time, it'd also be like really hard to attack him. I would probably hate to fight with Kevin because he's so solid.
Yeah. He's really good, honestly. Um,
Okay, it looks
how
like
do
we're
you
caught up for this
feel?
one.
How do you feel about white and raiding on move 50 at D11?
Um, see here, I thought it's a little dangerous, but we don't really have a choice because I think that white's less comfortable than black,
Yeah.
so I thought it was a kind of necessary to fight. So I'd probably make a similar decision, honestly. Yeah, I think I'd make a similar decision to poking the top left group to try to fight for control of the center. So I actually quite kind of like 50.
Yeah. Makes sense. Isn't it kind of weird how black plays B17 on move 69? Isn't that a little bit premature?
Well, if there's no more fighting, then it's into the territory. So it's either between B17 or we go like F17, right? Or somewhere similar.
I would think G17. It's nice, but maybe that's me being a bad player.
Uh,
Or
it it would
F17.
depend on the reading of the escape routes. So yeah, the idea is
Yeah.
just something in the top that is solid.
Yeah.
Um, so side or corner, I guess maybe he still thinks there's plenty of Aji like at H17 potentially,
Yeah. Yeah.
but at the same
But
time,
it's
you could also say that B17 is more Sente versus an invasion as Gote.
what do you mean?
Like black gets the Tanuki first with a B17, but if you invade, then potentially white gets to bully you or with some sequence and the take Sente first. It's more uncertain about who gets Sente, so it might be about Sente here.
Makes sense. Do you want to look at the Remi game?
Yeah. Ooh, that's exciting. I can't wait to come back and see how that plays out. Okay, where were we at? We were at the cutting point. That's right. We keep like leaving right as the interesting thing happens. Okay, so the cuts.
Yeah.
Looks like a squeeze play.
Seems like that's what the idea is.
Huh. Honest, I actually really like black, but I liked black in the other game, and white still made a comeback. So I don't know. Um,
I'm not sure. You see White's latest move 68?
yep.
That feels to me to be a bit of a questionable choice because White can die with his stones in the middle, right?
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have like two eyes yet, or even potentially one eye. So
Yeah, it
absolutely we
seems
can
like
see.
a strange choice. Like,
But at the same time, like you can't just ignore that, right?
I mean, if you play like L13 and White defends and White cuts or whatever, can't you just try and kill? Isn't it possible to just try and kill everything?
Um, so against 68, if I just Tanuki and surround, right? Let's say I play like
I
if
can see, yeah.
I just play like R6 instead, um, would this lead to potentially a capture race?
I think it's good to play what Remi did in the game, which is to
Oh, okay.
play L13. Yeah,
Yeah, I was between these two
L13 is a
moves.
good idea.
No, he played. Oh, sorry. He played L13. Yeah. Yeah, like that's what I thought was if you ignore, I think it's going to be a capture race, and I think black loses it. It definitely would take several minutes to read that out, for sure. But yeah, so probably it's just to force black into bad shape before settling. That's probably all it is.
That makes sense, but
I think you
doesn't
have
help.
to. I don't know. Like he did. He also lost some like
Maybe.
Haji at K12, but I think the Tiger's Mouth is kind of an important. It would be a nice point for black to get. So taking that away in Sente seems nice. I still think black's controlling the fight, but we also keep some white stones on the outside. If that can make sense. Yeah, this is a very interesting games because I keep liking black's solid play, but I have noticed like I've had trouble understanding white in a lot of positions as well. Oh, oh Jake went AFK. All right. Okay. So does the chat have any questions? Yeah, Jake went to the void. Chat have any questions about either of the games? Yeah. What does the AI say? So it says white, black's up by 16, and I'm assuming that's the Remi and Eric game. Got a bunch of dudes. Alrighty.
Oh, howdy, Shawn.
Hello.
Yeah, Jake here. Don't mind the fact that I kind of look like Devin, but
Yeah. Jake, you shrank. Oh man. What do you think about the game so far? Have you been watching?
nope, I haven't watched a single move. I've been busy kind of lining up stuff in the background, but that's okay. That's okay. Always excited to jump in. Give me just the brief overview. You don't have to show me the moves. Just tell me like where are we right now? What's going on?
Um, so we started with ignoring the corners and getting into a fighting Joseki, which
Hmm.
had an interesting result. I think I kind of liked black more than white here at the start, and then I explained that black didn't want to get surrounded here, so we're both fighting for control of the center. And then this nice little cutting point got activated, but then white squeezed it, and so now we have a weak white group while white is trying to keep Aji in the center. Wait, no, the was here. And then now white is surviving on the right. I think I still like black. I think it's a little more annoying to play white, but
Yep.
definitely not out of
Yep. Yep.
not terribly yet.
Given just my quick view of the game, because I'm ultra strong, I would say black feels like ahead by maybe like 16
Mhm.
points.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, just that's my personal intuition. Just kidding. Anyway, but yeah, I think I kind of see what you're saying. I mean, just to feel like that white's weak group, right? And Go obviously, it's not just about points. There's also a lot of Truex is kind of calling me out. Sure, there's a lot of questions about strength, right? So if you have a strong group, you can do a lot more and reduction stuff like that. And especially now with black's kind of wall on the outside there. Even though stones, it looks like maybe black can generate some points off of that. So that's kind of
Mhm.
exciting.
Yeah.
But again, this is classic Eric. Eric's just kind of throwing to make the game interesting. He's planning his comeback. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Bucking's
Yeah,
exactly right.
we've come back from worse positions than this. Yeah.
Eric has, yeah, and I mean, yeah, maybe a lot of good players have the same feeling. We've done it too. But yeah, this is the classic Eric Remi game. Now the thing is though, Remi let us slide last time, and I feel like the pressure must be on for him. There's no way he's going to let this slide again. I mean, uh,
Yeah. So the okay. Who won the first one? It was Remy.
Eric won the
Eric
first one. Remi
got it.
should
Oh,
have won the first one,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and then Eric
yeah.
sees out a win.
And
So
he was black with the co. Yeah, I remember that
yeah,
black
yeah.
won. I just can't remember who was black.
So here on screen there, we actually kind of got the pairings there. Eric with that first lead win, and then Kevin also with the first lead win. Just a reminder, viewers: if Kevin wins this next game, he's the first pro. That's how it's gonna work. If the first new pro, right? And then if Alex loses, he comes down and faces off against Eric or Remi, depending upon who wins their little 3-game match. And then that person between Alex and then whoever wins this match becomes a second pro. So that's kind of where we're at. Yep. All right, so let's put the game back up and then look at it
Yeah,
from here.
actually, have you ever heard of Alex playing Eric or ever seen them play?
I feel like maybe um, did they play in the round robin? Or I think Eric and Remi were in different brackets, so they didn't play. I think Kevin was in Eric's bracket, and Alex was in Remi's round robin bracket. But positive confirming here that they have indeed played, and Alex won that match when Eric and Alex she played. But I mean, you know what? Who knows? Who knows what the current standing would be should they play? I mean, past. I think in the past, Remi's usually beating Eric too, and here we go. Eric got a win last time, so.
Hmm. I think I think my early prediction is this: is Eric is Alex is going to face hmm, maybe Eric, because I'm wondering if he can make a comeback from this. If he's really good at fighting, then maybe he could win this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who's gonna win the best of three between them yet. And
Yep.
definitely I like black for this game. But let's say that Eric wins. I think Alex is going to completely dominate in the opening, and then we'll just see how good he can handle Eric's middle game.
Right. Well, the
Because
crazy thing is Eric had this exact same issue against Kevin, and of course we know Kevin is kind of a near perfect human version of AI, or so he's
Kevin,
been kind of pulling out in these matches with all wins so far. But Kevin, he was beating Eric, and then Eric actually just completely bamboozled Kevin and took a lead, but couldn't keep it up in endgame. So
Gotcha. Yeah, Kevin. So I'll go ahead and like run you through this game as well.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Give me an overview. That'd be great.
so this was a very very AI looking game, which was quite normal. Then we went over like there's some cutting points, Aji right there and stuff, but there's also some squeeze Aji in the corner. So there's Joseki things that I just don't quite know yet. I try to keep my Josekis more simple. This the theory is we're using the Aji to defend ourselves again, so
Yep.
applying the aggressive defense idea. This one was Jake and I thought was a bit strange. We thought it was a little bit timid, or but solid.
Hmm.
Um, and then I think here,
Well, real quick though about that bump by Black. I mean, it feels like it's putting um, an okay amount of pressure maybe on those two white stones, giving some potential cutting stuff later? Question mark.
yeah, but there's not really too much cutting. Black got really solid though, and there's still some Aji, but I was thinking more something coming out and cutting would be more active.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
But
here's a crazy thing. Tanjay coming in with the AI kind of info. Apparently, that bump was the blue move.
yeah, so this is why I was calling moves like these Kevin moves. They're very solid, but they
Yep,
feel a bit timid to me. If
yep.
they're AI moves, it's just something I don't understand yet.
Totally. I
Yeah,
mean, well,
like
and I think the thing is, we see this in pro games, like kind of these Honte moves that feel super slow, and everyone's like, "What's going on?" And
yeah.
but then the pro, they know what they're doing. So yeah, I guess Kevin kind of pulling out. You and I might be much more tacky or violent. I know I would be, but yeah, Kevin
I don't
has
know.
super
The AI
solid play.
yells at me for being too slow. So every time I try to be more balanced, I'm wrong, and every time I try to be slow, I'm wrong. So
Right.
this one led to a pretty even result. Um, Jake and I kind of thought that maybe you could have looked at something like this. It's a lot more active again and a lot more aggressive, but there's also a lot of Aji and Black's position, so it's quite dangerous.
Hmm.
So it's uncertain. So this is why and then this one as well, very solid instead of pushing through and cutting. Um, and then this empty triangle was interesting because it just also takes away any Aji. So there's a lot of moves that I would call Aji Keshi,
Hmm.
but I would also say are very solid and fix a lot of problems. And I'm a big fan of solid play.
Right. Right.
So the timing of this so-called solid play that Kevin's doing, um, it feels a bit off to me. But I think if the AI likes it, then it's just another level that I just have to get to. The
Well,
empty
I mean,
triangle
that's
was bad. Okay.
good. 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 I mean, yeah, I feel like empty triangle. I again, it's been good recently. It's almost tempting to play empty triangles at a high level just to kind of like flex on your opponent and say, hey, check out this cool move that I'm, I don't know. Um, but
I think the
I've seen it be
really
good.
I think the really bad empty triangles that we were instructed not to play a double digit queue, we just can't see anymore. Because I think like blocking our Tiger's Mouth with an empty triangle like this would probably be like one of those empty triangles are bad situations at double digit queue. I don't know.
Right.
We probably just don't
Right.
see the ones we would that we played when we were uh, getting lectured about that. But yeah,
Nice. Oh, hey, Pepper.
I would say like anything works as long as the reading works. Um, so like
Yes.
reading trumps everything.
Right.
But yeah,
Right.
there's a lot of stuff that I feel is like Aji Keshi sometimes. So it seems like Kevin's like hit or miss with these Kevin moves, these solid moves so
Yeah.
far. So that's quite interesting.
Well, hit
Um,
or miss, but I think his hit percentage is something stupid like 90% blue moves, or not actually 90 because that'd be
pro low.
I think I've heard that'd be pro level even higher. I mean, I've heard pros actually usually strike like top pros strike around like 80%
Hmm.
blue moves. Although I am seeing some stats from Jay real quick. The accuracy rating of
Oh
white
hey,
of Alex is actually higher, it's 90%, and then the accuracy of black in this game here, Kevin's game, is 86%. That's exciting.
seriously?
Um,
Holy crap! These guys are
yeah,
insane. They think they have
that's
AI
actually
built in
insane.
their brain.
No, well,
Uh,
I guess this is kind of the cool thing you see in the modern Go players. The old Go players have to kind of retrain themselves, but
yeah,
these young guys are literally learning with AI, and so their kind of minds are molding around the how AI thinks, which is incredible to see.
yeah, we have to work like twice as hard to learn the AI moves, and it's just I feel like
Yep.
new players just have it easy. When it comes to the opening, they have it so much easier.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I have been finding a lot of difficulty with transitioning what I thought I knew because you're not talking like every like 5 years there's like maybe another 100 Josekis that come out or new patterns that come out. But when the AI
hmm
came out, all of them changed. Like all of the
right,
Joseki patterns and thinking about them changed.
right,
So that's like thousands of things, like 1,000 variations at least, that I had to like relearn, and I had to also unlearn it and then relearn it. So
right,
it
right,
was
right, right.
I actually really hated the new AI stuff for quite a while, just because I was like, this is so much stuff, and like everything I
Yeah,
know is wrong.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I had to
yeah,
completely
yeah.
retrain myself.
Frustrating, but then again, super exciting to see the game turned on its head. I feel like this is kind of what happened during Shishaku's day. I mean, he really revolutionized a whole lot of theories back then. Then here we are in a whole kind of another revolution. Tanjay kind of coming in with some great point here. Black making a slight mistake, and now it's like almost dead even. Looking at the estimator there, white ahead by point 0.5. Like what in the world? These guys are playing some of the closest go, and we're how many moves? It's 97 moves into the game, and we're dead even.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
Alex, I have seen be like really, really strong. How old is he? Or I think I asked that and we didn't know. Does anyone know how old
Uh,
Alex is?
Alex, I think is something like 14 years old.
Kids, man, kids. I'm also a bit. I've
Right.
also been following Naka Nakamori, the little girl Nakamori.
Yeah, Japanese
Ah,
pro.
yeah, the Japanese girl. I can never remember her name. It's just so hard for me to pronounce, and because I can't pronounce it, I can't remember it. So I also really like reviewing her games as well. Sumide,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
Um,
Tangi, yeah, these guys, literally, I think channeling some incredible, you know, universe power or something like that, or yeah, secretly chips implanted in their brain. There's no other explanation. They're too good.
yeah. I will say that I have been playing some Dawn players as white and like reviewing these games like slowly. I think playing white has changed so drastically that I just don't really understand it anymore. Like I'm a very
Hmm.
solid type player, but
hmm
white is so much more active and it feels like there's weak groups everywhere and then they just somehow work out.
Right,
I've been seeing that a lot, that kind of feeling a lot. And I think I have a lot to learn about playing as white with this new stuff.
right. So yeah, what's your kind of evaluation at the current moment? Black played a bit of an interesting move here. Um,
In
at
Kevin's game,
yeah. In Kevin's game, Black played J8, which is a little bit unexpected, giving up those two stones.
well, he's looking at the cutting point.
Okay,
He's looking at J9 Aji. I don't think it's going to do much. It just feels like there's too many forcing moves here in this area.
right,
So it should be okay. I think more what he might be aiming for is to get territory on the left in Sente. Because that's what he needs, right? Is territory. I mean, if he could attack the whole group, that'd be great. But like, there's no profit on the outside, so he's like I would be looking at the territory on the left if I was going to use this group, and either that or try to kill it. Like there's
right.
only those two profits, right? Either kill it or the territory on the left. I don't see points anywhere else.
Yeah.
Um, we do
Do
have
you
to be
think
careful
Black's
that.
gonna?
Sorry,
You think Black's gonna go for this cut immediately? I'm kind of wondering here.
I
We see,
I am not reading deep enough to tell you because
right.
there's Aji at these knights moves, this, and then this.
Yeah,
Um, oh, I lost my triangles. Oh, because he moved. Yeah. So there's all of this Aji that you have to like go through and see how everything affects everything. if I was
Right.
playing this game, like they're playing, I think quite quickly, um, at this point.
Sure. Sure.
So I would probably be playing slower than they are right here, but they can also read a lot faster than I can. So there's that. Uh, yeah, I think these two players would be really good people to review their games of in the future. When it comes to regard of seeing like new AI styles and stuff, and basically how like the strongest Westerners or some of the strong Westerners play using AI material. I think these two players are a good reflection of that. So I think yeah, two names to remember. Uh,
Totally.
I definitely like both of them. I prefer Kevin's style though. Like I can't play Alex's middle game. Like I could not play white in this game. I much prefer black. But yeah, both of them could kick my butt quite easily.
Yeah, DY Baduk's position is tough. I mean, this is kind of hard too. I mean, Shawn and I, Shawn's 5 down. He's pretty strong, but both of us still like these guys are at such a level that it's hard to give, um, super in depth commentary. Kind of can see Jay's AI screen though, so maybe a little bit cheating there. I kind of know maybe where AI wants to
I
play
can't.
next.
It's too small, so all I see is the lines on the graph. And I actually have
Yeah, yeah,
I have the stream up so I can actually see the estimated score when I want. But when
yep.
that's only for the latest move. So in the middle of
Yeah.
it, I'm like, well, this is my guess.
So
I'm
AI,
happy to know that the game's kind of going how my feelings going is that I liked black a
yeah.
bit, and then the fight kind of went a little bit even to the point where no one was winning anymore. So I thought black could have done a little bit more in that fighting. So that was my feeling. I just don't know what exactly, but that was my feeling that I got, and I'm happy to know I'm at least close.
Right, right. Yeah, I guess I mean the best we can do try to follow the thinking of these guys, the general plan. It's hard to without sitting down and giving in depth reading what's going to happen. I mean, and Sean, don't feel free to click through some stuff and see kind of like what happens. Yeah, Buzzsaw, just to give you age of the players there. Kevin Yang is 15, Alexander Chi is 14. So some young players.
Um, I'm not sure what white is. So this is the concern, right? This is the concern. Um, there's a lot of Aji right here, though. Like the problem is, I don't even know like where to begin. There's so many options here. Like there's that to think about. There's this to think about. Um,
Okay. Well, so the AI is
this
suggesting we peep actually as white against E 14, and I wonder what's the
E
thinking behind that move.
E14.
E 14, yeah, that's what the AI wants to do, which is surprising. Um,
Probably it's just a fixing move, and because you can just do it. Because like you can't
oh,
like I think it's fixing some of the Aji like up here and stuff. I think there's a lot of Aji
yeah,
up here. Um,
yeah,
So I think probably it's just like, hey, let's just fix that now that I can in Sentai. Now that this area is the most relevant, I can use the
sure,
Aji and it won't be ignored.
cool,
That's my feeling. Like I don't see anything obviously with this peep affecting the cutting points. It could, like it very easily could, and I just can't see it because maybe it's just several moves. So okay, this looks like the game. Okay, so white fixed. So there's got to be a variation here that black was aiming at.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
so
and
if we fix
that
right
move,
here, there's something's going to go wrong. Otherwise, white wouldn't
right,
have played this move.
right.
Um, so yeah,
Well,
we can
can
definitely.
black do anything there, pushing through? Yeah, exactly. Show me
I mean,
this.
this is going to be a lot of territory, which is kind of a problem in this in a game this close. But there's also like some potential territory for white here in the center too. I mean, this is just a connection.
Yeah,
Uh,
so white connects underneath. It doesn't really get black too much in this situation.
it feels like we're about to start Yosei, honestly.
No. And looking at the AI kind of recommendations here, it really does feel like Yosei is kind of what's happening here, the end game, uh, which is kind of amazing because there's not really much to attack anymore. There's not much that can like die, assuming the players play relatively cleanly, and then it just
Yeah.
means who's going to play the biggest end game, which we've seen kind of Kevin here, locking down wins, and again locking down wins against other people like Eric using end game. So I wonder if this is going to really come down to who has better Yosei calculation, end game calculation. Which I mean, geez, if that's the game, like we'll dry maybe, but kind of
I
crazy,
want to
right?
say
Super
that
cool.
Kevin would probably have a more accurate count of in game, but Alex would have a better feeling.
Yep.
But I want to say Kevin will probably win, just because it feels like his style is a lot more accurate, if that makes sense. Where
Yeah.
Alex has
Yeah.
really, really good instincts, I feel like Kevin is consciously making the choices, and I think that might be the difference here in the end game.
Yeah. Tongjay pointing out F17 is a really critical move for Black to play. And, again, kind of understandable. We're talking about E14 as being a key move to peep against Black and then maybe fix some of that Aji. So, yeah, what if Black gets this move? What kind of mischief, I wonder, can happen?
Let's see, there's forcing moves here and here, and then there's a detachment, and then there's that. That's free. There's probably that, and then a tiger's mouth. So honestly, I'm not sure, because the moves that I definitely can smell Aji in this area. Like I definitely
Yeah.
have a sense that there's Aji in this area. I don't know. I need like 75 minutes to think about this. It's really
Right.
hard. It's really hard to
Right.
do.
Well, and
Uh,
they have that 75-minute main time,
uh,
1 minute Bayomi periods. And okay, we did see some extra moves happening, kind of solidifying the white top. But I mean, again, it's literally just endgame. It's Yosei, which is just insane. I mean, these guys are kind of counting.
yeah,
Score
this.
estimator kind of still at a super super close game, Black by head by 1 point. Which I mean, just like, are they literally going to make this a half-point game where they've kept the score, within a point for 100 moves or something? Like,
Yeah.
that seems like, I mean, they're going to go like beat Koj if this is the kind of game they can play. Like 90% blue moves. Like, what the heck? Like,
Yeah.
this level of play is yeah. I need to reach out to Michael Redmond or something for these.
I think they're
No
very
offense to
solid.
you, yeah.
No. It's fine. Like I think I'm really good at explaining what's happening. I don't think I'm really good at showing you the variations. Simply because there's so many, and it's hard to like narrow them down to just a couple. Because, like for me, I can't read as fast as they are, and then if you have like
Mm-hmm.
people who are stronger than them, of course they can read faster. So
Right.
yeah, no, I completely understand. Um,
Yep.
I like the I definitely like their styles. Um, I would have to do a lot more study to see if we've caught up to Asian pros. I feel like we have, which I've heard that. When I say we have, I feel like we've got, if not caught up pretty close. Because I know like 10 years ago there was no competition between the West and Asia, but I would say the games that I'm seeing are starting to look a lot more like Asian games in the sense that they all look
Yep.
very similar to AI. So I think the AI has made the West a lot stronger. So it's hard for me
Yeah.
to. I would have to study with like Asian pros for them to explain to me the difference between Western pros and Asian pros, if there is any difference, and then what would that difference be and stuff. Because
Right.
to me, it's too close to tell. It's too close to tell. But definitely, these guys are a lot stronger than they used to be. Like 10 years
Right.
ago,
So
this play
just to
wasn't
give some fun.
possible.
No, 100%. Yeah, I mean, you have a 9 down pro teacher with you at all times if you have AI, so you can learn a lot that way. And just looking at some of the stats, the performance report from the AI, literally we have a 80% top 5 move matching for Black, and so from Kevin, and a 76% from White, from Alex, and a mean point loss of 0.3. So literally the mean point average loss is like 0.3 points by both players. Mean being the most common kind of point loss. Which I mean, just this level of play, we have 53 like blue moves basically, and 50 for black and 51 for white. These guys are actual machines. I mean,
Yeah.
insane. And for anyone that doesn't realize, this game isn't happening online. This game is happening in person at the DC in DC at the National Go Center. So like obviously we're seeing a lot of like, oh, they're doing AI stuff. They literally can't be like cheating. Either that or they uh, like the proctors like watching them like hawks, and we're still seeing this level of play. So yeah, it's just crazy. All right, so you want to skip back over to Remi and Eric's game? Looks like actually some crazy stuff's happening on the OGS board, which means the commentators are probably doing something interesting here. So
think about this move, which is this, which is kind of valuable. So there's got to be a counter here somewhere, right? Empty triangle.
Shawn, you wanna
Sorry.
did we switch over to Remi's game? Is that where you are?
Not yet.
Remi and
Someone in
okay.
Twitch chat posted an interesting move that I was looking at right
Oh
before.
sure, okay, sorry. So yeah, let's look at that move in Kevin and Alex's game real quick, and then we'll go back.
There's got to be
Another empty triangle peep.
There's got to be something, right? I don't know. That's actually something. Actually, something worth thinking about. It's a fun little read, and I just don't know where
and I think they're gonna go for it maybe in a short little bit. Black did play some leaning moves on White's top, and then kind of might be keeping that in mind. But also as they kind of you can see now at the F15 move. But since they're so close on points, if you can't kill, right? If you play a move to kill and it's Gote, doesn't actually take points and doesn't kill, you're ruining yourself. So both these players have to be super cautious not to play Gote move by accident.
Maybe because it's like 8 points in Gote, 8 or 9 points in Gote. It's not worth it. I don't know. It's quite difficult. But yeah, definitely an interest.
Okay.
So now I'm switched to Remi.
All right.
Okay.
What's going on with Remi and Eric? Yeah.
Ooh, fancy.
It'll
work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Did we expect something like this? Oh, interesting. Shawn, your audio's not great for me right now.
This one too.
No, might have to change your settings. Oh no, the pain.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah, your mic's effed. Here, mute yourself real quick, and then we'll try and fix it. Maybe the cable came undone or something. Yeah, okay. Thank God it's muted. We're safe from the pain. Oh wait, no. Are you there again, Clossius?
Test 1 2.
You sound like you're in a can. Live stream turned into an experimental synth wave. Yeah, totally. Might have you. I like that your first time chat is that. That's awesome. So yeah, I can hear you. There's less audio feedback or whatever, but we're in a tunnel. Actually, maybe just refresh your browser real quick, Clossius, and then we'll, classic turn it on, turn it off. So. Sorry about that, chat. We'll get him back here in a second. And yeah, sounds like a cable thing. I agree, Javier. Nope, Shawn's not coming back. Shawn, come back. Maybe he's checking his cables. That's okay. The games are kind of still chugging along. We're in for the long haul here. I mean, this is hour and a half streaming so far, around 20 minutes, but we're
Can you hear me?
We're not using Discord to grab his camera. Right.
And
I can, Shawn. We can hear you. Perfect. Welcome
Let me
back.
screen again. Right. And can you see it again?
Perfect. Yep.
Cool,
Yep.
cool,
Yep.
cool.
All fixed.
Yeah, so this is the sequence that I was looking at, which would be a co. And then there's this one. But I think this just doesn't work.
For black.
Yeah. Because you'd have to Hane right here, and I don't think you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to make this, which is going to be the co. That actually might be good. 2 moves in a row is very valuable. And so it looks like this is the game. Where's White going with this? Maybe a jump?
Black.
No, shouldn't be a jump. This is difficult. This is difficult.
Yeah. I
White's in
wonder.
trouble because I think the
White's in
worst.
trouble.
Yeah, because I think the worst thing for Black is a co or something, and then you get 2 moves in a row. Like this is a huge headache for White
Yep.
because there's almost no risk for Black. It's a lot of territory, but if I get 2 moves, I'll easily make it up.
Right. I
Uh,
mean, is there any issues we're seeing potentially with Black's group and the rights there? I mean, let's say White gets to play a T10. Is there any magic?
no, because the closest
Well,
you
I
can
guess
get to is the corners. So this is the vital
right.
point. So either you take the corners, which you can't do, or you take right here and connect out, which you can't do. So I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
these two are the only vital points. So I don't think that you can do anything.
361 Go mentioning some crazy sequences here.
Okay,
Kind of
that's
seeing
a
it
lot.
kind of seeing it on Jay's screen too. Go ahead, Jay. Show
Hey,
that variation again, and I'll.
S5. Oh, okay. It's got to be in the game then. R3, S3, T5. They're double Hane. S2. Yeah, S2, R2, Q3. Are we doing Tombstone? There.
Yep.
Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh, that one's cool. Okay. Is
Yeah,
there any
but it looks
counter?
like they're not going to play it out. Like, White's not going to fill a T3, right? So and then it
Right.
becomes a Seki.
There. No, because it would be I versus Noah. Yeah. Where's the? What am I missing? Am I missing something obvious?
Well, it's not really a no eye for White because White's can be approached, cannot be approached.
Ah, you mean here? Yes. Okay, I was missing something obvious. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. That's a capture reverse.
All right, hold on. Jay's playing a variation for me. Keep going, Jay. Keep going. Yeah, Black throws in.
Okay. S1. Okay,
Yeah,
so
either way, just. I mean, the players are playing it. Actually, we can go to the game. We can look at the game right now. It's happening somewhat as we were expecting.
oh
So,
man.
geez, this could be a tilt. But AI says it's fine for Black, which
No.
means White is
White is
getting
dead.
crushed.
64. That's a
White is just dead.
99.9% dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 6.1
There's
right
no
now.
way it's 60 points if this isn't dead.
All right,
Like,
so I think Remy might have just read out a kill here for Eric, and
what was someone's
with the
sequence? So
tombstone.
T2, S1, R1, uh,
Yeah,
T4.
somebody in OGS saying like if Eric wins from this position, that would be incredible.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I think he kind of got a little crushed here. Was it for lack of trying? I think honestly, right here it looks like it's possible. I think Remy honestly read the tombstone from here.
yeah,
Um, I think that's what happened because this move is a very strange move. So I think he was reading the tombstone potentially from here.
Hi on Dulant. I believe actually OGS might even just have the that cool
Yeah,
tomb skin
you click
built in now.
you click the top right, and then you can change your board skin. And if you click your little profile picture in the top right,
Yep. Yep.
I
yeah,
like
no
how
need to.
I was one of the few that knew how to use it, and then OGS is like, okay, if everyone's loving this, then we're just gonna add it. It's like,
Yeah, OGS is great like that. They're super
it,
responsive to the users, which
yeah,
is
it's super
why I
cool.
really want it to happen. All right, yeah, the game's over here. Remi wins by resignation. We're going to see the final game between them tomorrow morning. And Remi just read it from there, tombstoned him, and got the W. That is so cool. I mean, that's so exciting.
Yeah,
Holy cow, dude!
yeah.
Woo, woo! Exciting, exciting. The
So
most exciting outcome.
I think the conclusion can be like Eric's maybe not the greatest at the opening, which I think we all agree on, but his middle
Yeah,
game is really strong. I think it's not that Eric played bad though. Sure, he's a Remy played a bit better than him in the opening, but he still like played a strong level. I think
right,
Remy just did an amazing read right here. I think that's the thing. Like you just read way far right here
right, right.
because there's definitely some Aji, and I think honestly, it was just the difference in reading that right side is what killed it right here. Which honestly, like I said, reading trumps all. So I think White just couldn't see the death, and I think
Yep,
Remy saw the cutting point potential, and then
yep.
probably it. So I honestly think he could have seen the tombstone from the Hane.
That'd be insane. That'd be so cool. Yeah, and I think Remy coming from a really, really brutal loss last game, but Tanjay pointed out he's mentally incredibly strong. He's able to take that loss and just accept it, move on, play the next game, and get his revenge against Eric. I had also got a graph from the AI from Tanjay around move 85, which the game hasn't progressed much since then, actually. And it looks like Remy was making a lot more kind of AI level moves. Nothing close to what we were seeing from the other game, but from Kevin and Alex. But we had 88% for Remy on top AI moves and 78% for White. So still super high level play. I mean, this is much more kind of what I'm used to. The 88% is it's still incredibly high, but still 10% better on Remy's part, and that kind of I think is what led to the loss. And Eric couldn't cheese him out. Remy just outread him, and that was that. So 6 Dawn and Guan, yeah,
Can
6
we get
Dawn's Guan.
like after later today or something? Can we get the percentage screenshots on maybe on the site?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll take Jay's screenshots
If you
and throw
want,
those up.
I can also when the games are finished, I can also upload them to AI Sensei. I have a pro
Great,
membership, so that'll get the highest review, and then I can also share those links because once one person gets them reviewed, then everyone has it. So you can also put them
Shawn.
on.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. So we'll have like the Katrain graphs
Uh
as
huh.
well as the AI Sensei links. So and that'll be
Yeah.
like on the site. So that'd be really cool.
Yeah. 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 So 2 games tomorrow, third game between Remy and Eric, and then the final for the second pro. That's right. Yeah. Well, so we gotta, we don't know about the result from Kevin and Alex yet. Maybe we can kind of assume that Kevin might win, but actually, what we were saying earlier is we had no clue. We could not assume. There was dead neck and neck. So if Alex wins this game against Kevin, we're actually going to see both of them having their first game tomorrow, being the kind of final for each of them, which would be incredible. And then, but if Kevin wins, then Alex gets a little bit of a break. Remy and Eric are going to play their final game tomorrow morning, and then in the afternoon we'll see whoever wins between Eric and Remy play against whoever lost between Kevin and Alex. So that's the plan for tomorrow afternoon.
Mm.
Yep. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have some really exciting commentators, too. We're going to have Tanjay again. And wait, no, that's Thursday. Wait, what's today? Today's Wednesday. Yeah, so tomorrow morning,
Wednesday.
we'll have Tanjay and we'll have today's Wednesday, thank you. And Albert Yen. Albert Yen, super, super strong guy. And he keeps winning all the tournaments I go to and run. So if you want some strong, that'll be exciting. AI Sensei Heart. Yeah, yeah, definitely. We love AI Sensei.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. The game still is really close. Their Yosei is really accurate though. I think. So as a player, like, so as a 5 done, you're kind of in a weird spot where you can see like the differences between you and 7 done, but those differences are like really hard to fix, I guess.
right, right,
So for me, my biggest weakness is definitely my opening and Joseki knowledge. But I would say another thing that separates me from this level by quite a bit is definitely the end game and the in game counting and accuracy. I would say that's going to be like another really, really important skill to develop. So if I had to like give myself how many points to work on, right? I would say maybe
right.
2 or 3 in the opening, 1 or 2 in the middle game, and like 2 or 3 in the end game as well. So, which each of those points being like maybe 6 months of study, like dedicated study, so like years away from this level, right? So I think their end game is really exciting, and just looking at the accuracy of it, looks really nice.
Right.
Honestly, I think for study, I think if you took um, maybe the position um, from right here, this could actually be a really good problem for calculating in-game moves. I don't know if you'd be able to solve it. You definitely have to have like AI help you, but there's a lot of counting of the moves to be done with nothing. Nothing should die, but there's all kinds of end-game problems from this position. So
Right.
it's a quite cool in-game type game, if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does. Yeah, and I think at this level that we're playing at any level, I mean, you need to practice your end game.
Mm,
I personally just try to get ahead in the opening. Like that's my strength. I'm at 1 dawn. I usually have some good direction of play, and then a little bit slack, unfortunately, in my end game. And if I lose games, that's usually how it happens, or I blunder or something. But um, you know, the really, obviously, for their level, you need to be good all around.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Pep agrees. Swapping back 80% every move because they're so close. I mean, and they're doing point loss of like point one and or zero, just perfect blue moves. So,
hmm
um, yeah, the and it looks like that sequence we talked about over down with the push at G4, kind of happened and the cut, but it's just a point move. So, semi sente point move. Um, yeah,
yeah. I think a lot of players don't realize that in game starts as soon as it does. I think if you're, I think a lot of players maybe realize that in game starts when it's like 5 points or less per move,
hmm
and you didn't realize it when it's like 20 points or less per move. So it's actually there's a lot. The in game can be really really cool. The reason it's just not as popular is because most of the losses come from things going wrong in the middle game. So like cutting points, like that is the biggest thing in single digit queue to work on is cutting points, and then of course life and death reading and stuff like that. So that is what will lose you the game instantly.
right.
So that's what everyone drills them on. But once both players are at a high level where no one's gonna die easily, then endgame comes up a lot more often, and then you get this really really intense counting battle. Uh, which you kind of like you kind of think of like like two middle school or high school math kids on a stage where they're doing calculation battles. That's kind of what's
hmm
happening in the end game. Is that as a visual, that's probably pretty much what's happening. Is they're both calculating. Whoever's more accurate with their calculations is probably going to win. And I feel like Kevin should be, but I mean Alex is really strong, so he could easily win too.
The looks like move B11 there that stand by black was AI. perfect move. Whites as well, and then we'll see black's supposed to make the empty triangle. Right now it's C12, so that's kind of what we're looking for. Apparently that's the, I normally would avoid it, but this is the biggest move. Sure enough, black plays it. Oh my gosh, these guys, they're too good.
Yeah.
Just nutty. Yeah. It's really it's in a battle of attrition right now. I mean, they have to be exhausted. Although I guess hearing earlier, we had Telegraph go on. He was kind of talking about how all the players were acting during the match, and Kevin would just come in 5 minutes before the round, sit down, chill, just relax, have his water, be ready, just doing nothing. A lot of the players were kind of stressing out, head on the board like this, thinking hard about what they're going to do in their games, and
I actually think that's
arms folded back.
I actually think that's detrimental to your play. You have to
Right,
actually
right,
detach yourself a little bit so you can play calmly. So the more like you need to have like a strong fighting spirit, like a really strong, intense fighting spirit, but a really lax mentality about the result. Like you need to care enough to try really, really hard. We also need to not care, so that way you don't psych yourself out or get too stressed. Because if you're
right.
calm and reading is very deeply, then yeah, it's going to be a lot better.
Remi is
Uh,
OP, says Tangi. I agree. Yeah, Remi is super strong. I've been living with him for the past month or so. I will say, amazingly, Eric, very good at choosing wins. Eric gave me a 9 stone handicap. I'm a 1 dot, or theoretically I am. He gave me a 9 stone handicap and beat me.
wow.
That's where Eric's at. I don't think Remi could have done the same, but Remi could easily stop me. And but it's just like, what kind of player are you? And so yeah, but Tangi's asking for a 3 stone handicap to play one of the 2 cyborgs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be that'd be nice. So
I think honestly, Eric would be great as an opponent, but probably Kevin would be better for review, if that makes sense.
mm-hmm.
Like
Interesting.
if I was to study, I would review Kevin's games and play Eric. I think that's what I would do in an idea if I had like control over everything. I think that's what I would do to
Got
study.
got a request from Pepper in this game. Can we look at life and death if Black plays F6? So what happens
F6.
if Black plays F6?
I was thinking he was going to play this, and then maybe descend or something. I feel like this should be dangerous. That's what this think about though. But I was thinking like we just connect and then I
Mm-hmm.
was assuming they would just connect and like save these stones. But
Mm-hmm.
I was being lazy with the reading because we were talking.
No
But
worries, no worries. Well, actually, Sean, you're right. Your move there, E6 instead, is the IA move. Again, we're playing empty triangles, but for a purpose, just stay connected. You're
yeah,
solid. And then,
this
what's White's
paper.
next move?
Um, maybe this, this. So it's only like maybe 5 or 6 points, and then black takes Sente.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's an idea. Um, I think the amount of time it's taking for black to respond, I think maybe this move caught him off guard. But the AI says it's only 1.6 for white, so there's got to be a way to handle this. Because I think even if we
Yeah,
do
right.
like this, and then, oh, we're losing this move now. Oh
Really?
no, because these 2 stones are dead.
Yeah. That move becomes less important.
Ah, it's interesting. Let's see. I guess now we should count, huh? It's what we should do as good Go players.
Sure, yeah, a little counting practice. Hey, if you want, Sean, you can even draw some triangles on the board to help
Okay,
us
okay,
kind of
okay.
see how you count.
Da, 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 da,
Got to do
da.
something while these guys calculate their next AI move.
Uh,
Bug hidden empty triangle. Triangle.
this one should be a point. And then do, and then there. Uh, I have trouble counting diagonal sometimes, but let's just give a point there. At least that, right? Yeah. And then yeah, these are all the. I think these are the solid points. So let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 30, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 51, 52. So let's say 52. Um, Then for white, boom. It'll be 51 actually because there's 2 captures for white and 1 capture for black. So it'll be 51 for black. It's like coloring in a coloring book.
For sure. Hey,
So
Mike Kyle. Mike Kyle, thank you very much for the comment.
so that's points, but these are going to be so probably there's a 1 point right here because of the squeeze,
Okay.
which means this might also be a point for black. Counting is hard.
Well, Night Dragon Positive has some technical issues, and his setup cut out, so I had to replace him. It was unfortunate because I was looking to hear his comment. But
All right, there, and then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Comey. Okay, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52. 52. Yeah, within half a point, obviously.
wow.
Which means if these 2 stones die, it's actually quite big. If let me get the pen. If these don't die and these do die, then it's quite big. But these should die in Gote, and then black could potentially turn right here to make up for it.
Right.
So it depends on the trades. Like it's still not so simple that just getting points in Gote is going to win it, because there's still a lot of trades.
Yeah. And it's interesting though. We haven't seen a move in a while from the reviewer. I think the reviewer has
Lunch break.
passed out. Lunch break. I don't know. Yeah, what's going on here? But maybe they're just thinking hard about the next move. They might have enough time on the clock. We've only been playing for an hour and 43 minutes. And calculation here is key. I guess black maybe is thinking about should he play the empty triangle at e6? Who knows? Or how does black save those stones in the middle? Yeah, board 2 finished pretty quickly. It was super biased. It was super exciting. Remi just read out an incredible tombstone variation from super far away and murdered Eric, taking a 60-point lead. And Eric resigned. But silly 5D. Check your engine. White is 1.5. Yeah, exactly. Not half a stone, Shawn. It's 1.5 stones. Gosh, so bad at counting. Not kidding.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, I think we are kind of rooting for Alex's game. We would love to see a third game tomorrow morning between these guys. That would be super exciting. It's the level of play here is incredible. We're not qualified to even to breathe this rarefied air of these games, but try and speak about them. But it's
Qualified. Look, I've talked about
qualification.
much higher level games than this and known much less.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've known much less about stronger games.
Yeah. Hey, Shawn, serious question from Pokemonsta. You mentioned the squeeze at the top. I generally see what you're talking about there, but I'd love you to
Okay,
kind of point that out.
so A and B are in a capturing race, so we have to count the liberties 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means when black plays, if we ignore and go here, we should win the capturing race. So there's approach move on either side, so it's actually 6-6. So we should win the capture race, which means white's going to have to capture it. So white has to play here, and then we can play here, then white plays here, and then eventually we'll have to make white play one more. And so I actually miscounted 2 points right here. So I was trying to see if I counted, because they didn't exist. My teacher always told me don't count points that aren't on the board yet. These
Mm-hmm.
are you would count the value of the change of points when you play these moves. So yeah, I definitely I probably should have counted these. But then at the same time,
Holy cow!
what?
We just have an update from Kevin. Kevin did not play the IA move. In fact, Kevin played J6, which is, according to the AI, a 20-point blunder,
Oh
uh,
my gosh!
potentially
Really?
throwing the entire game if Alex does play the move Kevin should have played. Holy cow, dude! This is, yeah. So White just needs to play E6 now, and then put the nail in the coffin on that giant black group in the center here, and what the heck, dude? What the heck? Kevin, the pressure is too much. Actually, no. You know what Kevin's doing? Kevin's trying to throw for us, so that way we can we see the exciting game tomorrow. Game 3, let's go.
Did they play?
Holy
Um,
shit! We don't know the next movie yet. No, no, no. It's just our estimations. This is nutty.
okay,
This
so
is
White did.
nutty.
Wait, what is happening? My moves are changing without me. Okay, so this is the move. Um, he must have thought he saw something.
Right.
Uh, there's no capture race with this left group. There's no escape routes. There's nothing else dying.
Oh my
There's
god.
no capture race with this either because
What is he
there's
even
not enough
thinking?
liberties.
Yeah.
Oh, what a blunder!
Well, let's see if White can catch it. I mean, and it's crazy. Is, I
Probably
mean,
here.
literally, we've been talking for like 5 minutes just trying to kill time while we thought Kevin
Yeah.
was going to play the correct move, and Kevin did not play the correct move, and so he must be reading something. Yeah, great comment, Pee Piwh. He's just actually Kevin's just reading further than Katago. Actually, Kevin's smarter than Katago, so that's probably what's happening.
No,
Uh,
this is probably White's move because it takes a liberty just in case of a capture race. Um, I was trying to see if Black could get any more liberties, but I think we have to cut and then aim at a capture race. But
yeah,
I can't see the capture race working.
no, no. White has too many liberties there for that capture race to work. A lot of space too, maybe to make some eyes, and there's like a one eye versus no eye group. Uh, or even a one eye versus one eye, but still more liberties for White in this case.
Honestly, I kind of, if I was in Alex's position, I would be freaking out right now. Like, oh my
Oh
gosh,
yeah,
what am I missing?
oh yeah,
Like, why does this
right, yeah,
not work? Or why does this work? I swear it didn't work. And then all of a sudden, my opponent just suicided. Like, what do I do? What am I
right.
missing? Because if you go down the route to the kill, hey, that's the move.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
If you go down the kill route and you're wrong, you could lose. So
Right,
when your
right.
opponent just allows you to kill them, you're always like, take a step back and like, wait a second.
Yeah, and
My
I mean, of
opponent's
course,
letting me do something.
yeah, yeah, it's very strange. Of course, we have AI helping us out and let us know, but it's still. I mean, sure, both players see a lot of these variations. They know what's going on here. Oddness in the chat, making good to see you, man. Yeah, yeah. His probably. I mean, another
Yay.
explanation is Kevin. Again, his chip is connected to the cloud. He's not doing any on-site calculations. So a little disconnect by accident. That's a good guess, I think. The winner loses the lesson. That's right, man. This is insane. If this turnaround actually happens,
Honestly,
and
this was a little bit surprising because Alex being the younger one, I was expecting Alex to be the one to do something that looked like it worked, but maybe didn't. With Kevin being the calmer one, especially with the way Kevin played. But I guess
right,
something. So even if his face is calm, mentally he's definitely excited. If he played like a move like this, he's definitely excited about the
right.
game. So he must have tried to go down a route or something. I don't know. Just missed something because I don't think he would have played this move under calm circumstances, especially with his calm play. So it's
Mm-hmm.
got to be like overtime and the pressure. That's the only reason I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Either
Yeah, it
that or
looks
he's
like
trying to play
generally
AI.
time wise, just to give you a kind of update. A little bit earlier, they're slightly imbalanced in time, but looks like Kevin took his time, and now they're kind of matched with about maybe 20ish minutes left each on the main time. So uh, you know,
I feel like they're
it's
playing
incredible.
fast. I feel like they're playing too fast.
I don't know. I mean, they've been playing perfect blue moves, so they're minus this last move by
Yeah,
Kevin here at J6. Everything else has been like
maybe I
ideal.
just
So
play
it's
too
it's kind
slow.
of
I take too long to
yeah.
arrive at the good moves.
Well, I think there's kind of like a mix. There's like you kind of want both. You want to play fast enough that you don't get into overtime because you want to avoid overtime, but
Hmm.
slow enough that that you uh, that you're having good moves. So
Yeah.
yeah, Alex is just a bit younger, 1 year younger, barely. Kevin just turned 15.
Oh,
Alex is
Kevin's only
13.
15. I thought
Yeah,
I completely misjudged the age from the picture.
yep.
Oh,
Kevin's only 15.
I think I missed the picture. I might have
Oh,
been thinking of. I had it covered, so I was thinking of some other picture that you had. I
I
bet
got
you I
you. Kevin
saw it in
resigns.
the other game.
Kevin
Whoo!
resigns. Kevin
Whoops!
saw the mistake after White
Whoops!
responded, and that was it.
So if he's 14 and he's playing that
Holy
solid,
cow!
dadgum,
Yeah.
both of these kids, man, both of these kids and their freaking AI brains. I wish I had started
One.
learning Go like after AI, but at the same time, I like having the history that I have, like the
Yeah.
history knowledge that
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
But man, why couldn't I have had AI before everyone else? Like have like a computer from the future like 10 years ago, and like secretly
Yeah.
be Psy. That would be so
That
cool.
it'd be very cool. We all have the same dream, I think. Well, super. Thanks for coming on, Clossius, and commentating.
Yeah.
Super exciting games today.